It is the member stream. Should I do? I think. Hold on. Oh, it'll be technical difficulties with the members. Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Members, and your boy, me, Quarter Black Garrett. That's right. Hey, I sent out the link to you guys. And one beautiful soul showed up, and his name is Jim Farm. Jim, how's it hanging?
Howdy.
Bro?
Pretty good. Woken up a little bit ago. Now about to go to work, but I wanted to do that demon and ghost story that I told you that I would tell you over
I've been
the last
waiting on this
weeks.
story. All right, now hold on. I'm going to keep waiting for a second here. Now, if you are a Knights of Knee or higher member on the channel, go to the community section. I shit you a link for this very chat room here, so you guys can jump in. I think it's like a limit of 9 or something. So if there's too many of you guys, then we'll try and cycle you guys in and out. I don't have anything particularly like on topic today. I was gonna do the Batman thing, but then I got all super sick and I hadn't any time to like really get into watching those or rewatching them again. So this is just gonna be a chill session. We're just gonna hang out. We're gonna talk some stuff. We're gonna talk about demons. Because Jim Farm, he has a story about demons and ghosts and stuff. So he needs to tell me about that. Hey, X-Ray Girl in the chat. What's up, X-Ray Girl? I need to pop this chat out so I can see it a little better. Over here. There you go. All right. All right, Jim.
Okay.
Lay this story on me. I've been hyped on this story.
By the way, on the Batman stuff, real quick, I didn't remember that it came out in '92, and so if you look at the computers, you notice that it's a lot of the older like mainframe stuff because it was still at that time you didn't really have Windows. Like
yeah, there
Windows
wasn't like a browsing,
right.
a user browser. It was just like the code.
No GUIs, no graphical interfaces. It was still like the stuff and Ghosts. The movie Ghosts really shows computering until about '95. So
I kind of like about it. It's like it's not what we see every day, so it's so otherworldly. It's like some disconnected universe.
Right. But anyways, on to the story. So just some facts here. I work nights. I've been working nights for about a decade now. This ghost deal happened in about 2012, and I was living in a different apartment where it was 2 different levels, and the neighbors were really loud during the day, so I couldn't sleep. So I had a friend who let me sleep at his place who was also working nights. Now, this is where the ghost starts. I was sleeping at his place, and I was working as a contractor in Louisiana, like he was. He was getting full-time position, and I woke up kind of in a daze, and I was hearing him talk on the phone about accepting the position. And then this entity came and made it where I couldn't breathe, suffocating and everything. And
so wait, hold on. So sorry. Pause. So you're at your friend's place.
He woke up early.
He actually woke up early. You were actually hearing him. Okay, so I didn't know if that was like also part of this dream.
No, it's not a dream. It's I woke up, heard him talk, started like hear a phone call ring and all that, and him talking about accepting this job. I was like, okay. And then this entity around that time, like was compressing my lungs so bad that I couldn't breathe.
So it's like one of those night terror kind of things.
Right.
Could you see it, or did you just like feel it?
I couldn't even open my eyes. It was something
You're just paralyzed.
Paralyzed, couldn't breathe. And I was gasping and trying to call out for my friend and just couldn't for like 5 minutes. And then all of a sudden it went away.
And then you woke up, or?
Yeah, I was able to get up, wake up, talk to him, like, and everything. And he said, yeah, there's been freaky stuff around this apartment. Like, like he had hook, and randomly whenever he opened the door, he would find this like one of the keys all the way across the apartment and other stuff.
Is this like an old building? Like when you go into it, it feels like an
I
old place, or
I don't know. Like I said, I moved to, like at that time I moved into Louisiana in this particular city recently, like within less than 6 months. So I don't know how old this place is. And what's funny is it's in West Monroe, you know, where the Duck Dynasty guys,
yeah,
that's where they live, is in West Monroe
they're all
area.
ghosts
Who
right
knows?
here.
But anyways, so fast forward about the summer of 2013. So I moved to a different apartment and all that. That my friend moved to a rental house. And I hadn't had any other real encounters.
So you're in the same building that you had the first one.
No, I'm
It's a
in,
different
like,
building.
I moved out of that apartment that I was originally in, and so did my friend. So we're in completely different places where we were originally when this
Okay.
happened. And then uh, uh, I woke up, a similar deal. I just woke up and just this entity. Now it felt like a ghost, like this little girl in the 2012, in 2013, in that summer. Now this happened a couple times where this entity was felt like a demon, and then I'll get to the next day. Basically, this happened one day in the summer, then the next day this other part happened where it felt like a giant demon was doing that compression and whatnot.
Well, now I've heard this same, like a similar story from like a bunch of different people. They have a very similar, like they wake up in the middle of the night and there's a entity of some sort that's sitting on their chest or pushing them down, or they can't move. They're in the room but they can't move. It's a
Well,
super weird situation. Before you continue though, we got two more people. Shut up, Riz now. What's up, Crombie? Oh no, his screen's all frozen. Motherfucker just froze. Damn it, Crombie. What's up, Spart?
Hello.
We're telling ghost stories.
Oh joy.
Yes. All right, Jim, continue, please.
so I was sleeping on the couch that I had in my living room area, and this
There he
ghost
is.
went around, like walked around, and then started pressing my chest and everything, and it just. And then I woke up and I hadn't drinking anything. It's not like I imagined it. I woke up and started working after this deal, and I started doing like saying, go away in the name of Jesus to try to get
Yeah.
out of there so I could start talking and waking up again.
Start flicking holy water at it, crucifixes,
Well,
but we've seen that doesn't work. Crucifixes.
It all
The
depends
deal
on if you have faith.
Well, I
is
don't in
that
Phasmophobia. I don't have faith in any of those tools working. Continue, I'm sorry.
It's okay. The next day, I slept in my bed instead of on the couch because I didn't want to deal with it. And then that time, it was like walking around my bed and even went through like the wall, it felt like. And I could actually open my eyes this time and see a demon. And then I prayed to Jesus and everything, and it's not been interacting with me since then. So,
How long ago was this?
2013.
Okay, you got a good streak then. And a good,
Yeah.
like almost a decade of no ghosts. I've had a similar issue, but it only happens whenever I'm in a different location than where I usually go to sleep, right? So like not my house, or I'm sick. So whenever I was a kid, I was sleeping over at my parents' friend's house. So like we went over there to visit. It was a different city. And I woke up in the middle of the night and it was like, and I was like 8, I was like a little kid.
Yeah.
And it'll make more sense when I continue the story. And I was like hearing my what I believed was my boss. I never had a job before. I was 8.
Right, right.
And
was
he
it
was
the future? Was
yeah,
it
I
the
guess
future
so.
voice of Crowder?
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck? And he was yelling at me and dropping. And again, it was like the paralyzed thing. Like I couldn't get up. He was yelling at me because I'd done something wrong. And he was dropping piles of like rocks on me for some reason.
Okay.
But it was the same kind of thing like you're saying. It didn't feel like a demon. It felt like a boss for some reason. And I couldn't move. But it was just happening over and over and over. Like the same cycle. Like I would be like, I don't know. And he's like, oh, you fucked up. What the fuck is it? And then he'd like drop rocks on me. And then I'd be like, okay, I can't move. And then it would just cycle over again and again and again and again until I woke up. It was the weirdest thing. And again, I was like, I'm 8. I don't know what bosses do. Do they drop rocks on you? I don't know. I was just really weirded out about it.
Sleep paralysis is what they call it.
It's fucking weird.
You wake up and you're conscious and your internal chemistry is not awakened yet, so your body is still asleep and your mind is still slightly muddled with the oh god, what is it called, your internal chemistry. I can't remember what it's called now. Jeez.
Whatever keeps you asleep.
Yeah.
Whatever like paralyzes your body to keep you from like walking around and jumping out of windows and shit.
That's still going through your body, and so when your mind wakes up, it's still like affected
by
DMT.
Hatchet.
They say
it's the DMT, bro.
They say don't look around when that happens because you'll see all crazy things around you and hear crazy things. I mean, I've had it happen to me too. One time I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw this shadowy figure in the corner of my room and felt this horrible dread and fear of it, feeling like it wants to hurt me.
Yeah. And
I just shut my eyes and I just started praying the Lord's Prayer, and then all of a sudden it went away. I haven't seen it since then, thank God.
Yeah. There's something strange about the brain and how it works. Like, what is sleep? Like, what is it? You completely shut down everything, and what do you like? Why do we need it? Why is it very specifically every day and night? It's a very interesting, like, how we're all made up like that.
It's
to need it and where our brains go.
Obviously, it's important to us because God's the one that put it there, right?
Right, but like, isn't that interesting how we're built that way? To need sleep, rest. And then our brains shut down, and then our brains go into these like weird dream situations, and then they come back, and then you could wake up in the middle of that, and then you're all off, and it's weird.
What the heck is going on?
But yeah, and I've experienced some other supernatural stuff where I'm just like, okay, it's one of those deals where I wouldn't want to go to like haunted places because I'm like, I don't want to mess around with that junk.
I want to go to haunted house.
I know you do. If you do, there is a haunted hotel in Jefferson, Texas.
Okay.
That is well known for it.
All right, I'm looking it up. See that, but those are the ones I want to go to like a completely abandoned one. You know, like the haunted hotel ones. I feel like they're really trying to,
there is
really trying to get my pull my chain here. I don't want that. I want like, I want to go to the middle of the woods where a house was left.
You can always go to those abandoned asylum. That one abandoned asylum in Kentucky, I think it is, which is supposedly the most haunted place in America.
Kentucky abandoned.
There's also, I think in Weatherford, I don't know if it's still around, there's abandoned hotel in Weatherford.
There's also an abandoned asylum in Illinois too. That's also supposedly haunted.
Well, I'm trying to get them closer to home. I know kind of where.
Oh, I'll drive. It looks cool enough. I will drive.
There's also I have this one book. It's called Weird and Haunted Things About Illinois, and one of them is there is, if you go to one certain county in Illinois.
More bugs.
What? What's bugs?
Look.
Are the ants? Oh, there's ants on it. Just telling me about the ants. We have an ant problem because it's winter. They've come inside.
Nice.
You might want to do boric acid or was
Where
that
you mix
something?
that, I've done it where you mix borax with like syrup, something sweet, so it like
Yeah.
mixes it in, so they think, oh, hey, what's this? The buffet, and they take it all back to their nest and they freaking die.
Kill 'em. But
Ants. Ugh.
in somewhere in Illinois, there is, in one county, I think it is,
Horny
there
elf, what's up?
is supposedly the 7 gateways to hell. If you drive through these, if you drive underneath the bridges at a certain time or something like that, at a certain time of the night or at the same time in repeated nights, then it's supposed to either send you to hell or see your death.
There's one that's in North Texas that's similar. It's like a bridge that nobody uses anymore, and there's like some story about it. Lone Wolf told me about it. Lone Wolf, by the way, member for 6 months over there. My bro in real life. He just sent in a super chat. A husky uses 18 muscles in their ear to ignore you. Thank you. But he told me about this story. There's like a bridge, and back when there was like racism or something, or it was either a slave era or it was the 50s or something like that. There was a black guy and he dated a white girl, and then the white people found out about it, so they found him and they lynched him on this bridge. So then they threw him off the bridge, and he never hit the water. And they were like, oh, what happened to his body? We can't find his body. And then he's haunting that bridge. And if you drive, you're not supposed to drive over it at night, or else you will die. And I'm like,
There's also
I don't believe
another folklore in Illinois where if you find, it's called the Devil's Chair. There's supposedly, if you go to one certain cemetery in some county in Illinois, and you find like a stone chair, and you sit in it at a certain time of the night, you get one wish, but in 1 year's time, you die.
what if my wish is to not die in a year?
Yeah, you never know.
And I
Maybe
wish
give
for
it a
more
try.
wishes.
Maybe give it a try.
See how it goes. Hey, good night, mister. What's up, bro?
Oh, how are you doing, brother?
Damn, you got a camera
got
and everything, bro.
Oh, I got a whole bunch of things still setting up here, unfortunately. So for now, it's
Nice.
well, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, I got a decent story for you. I got 2 stories
Oh.
for you. So
It's the ghost hour, guys.
it's absolute ghost
The
hour.
haunting
So,
hour.
oh, this is gonna be good. It's gonna be very good. So the first one, everybody knows the Warrens, right?
The Warrens? Yeah. Like the
Warrens.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I've had a haunting in my family. It was actually my grandfather. Yeah. So basically, my grandfather, my biological grandfather, he died at, I think, early 30s. He had a brain aneurysm. And it was interesting enough because the way that he died was predicted. Let's put it that way. He predicted his own funeral. He made his own funeral arrangements. He wrote his will, and within a week later died.
What the fuck? No, okay,
Oh,
hold
yeah.
on. Like
No?
confirmed natural causes. Like he knew. Like
Yes.
maybe he just felt it. He just felt. He's like, I'm feeling like shit.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, okay. Now, I was told this by my mom. I was totally, sitting there like, this has got to be absolute bullshit, right?
Right. Yeah.
And unfortunately, my mom seems to have a similar skill set, if you will. one of my cousins has had about 5 kids now. She predicted every time my cousin was pregnant. Actually told her that she was pregnant before she knew she was pregnant. So
She's a seer.
5 for 5. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So going back to this
Pregnant.
lovely one here. Yeah.
Psychic.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Tell him that. Mind freak. So my grandfather died, right? And say after the funeral, all that type of stuff, things sort of went back to normal. My grandmother started seeing my new grandfather, if you will, and that's when the spicy shit started to happen. So first it was doors shutting, just random doors shutting out of nowhere. So my mom used to get yelled at by my grandmother saying, well, why are you shutting the doors? Why are you doing this? And so there was always 3 kids in the house. It was my mom, her sister, and her brother. So, the doors would keep on freaking shutting. Okay, fine.
Does she float? Does your mom float?
Not yet.
It's a duck.
We all float. So, so first it was the doors. And next, it started to become pictures. Random pictures would just fall off the wall. Or even the ones where it has like that tripod thing or the frame holds the picture and whatnot. It just completely, it'd be right in the middle of the fucking table and it would just fall over. Like, okay, all right, maybe it's a little tremor, whatever, fine.
Explain it away, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like science. I'm a man of science. And
They
then
left the door open, let the wind in.
Someone farted, and it's one of those types of things where I wouldn't be surprised, that it happened until this interesting one happened. So my current grandfather, which God rest him, he passed. He somehow got magically removed off the bed at night. Off the bed. And this man doesn't snore. He was a GP, he was a doctor. I'm quite sure he would know. My grandmother...
So he was just like on the ground?
On the ground. You just hear a
And he
thud.
couldn't move or something?
He would wake up. Everybody would wake up because you hear this thud because the man's on the floor. He kept on being tossed, I guess, off the fucking bed. That shit you not. Like there was, they've made barriers or whatever, a pillow barrier and all that type of stuff. The guy never snores. He doesn't have any medical problems. Doesn't roll in his sleep. Any of that bullshit. It could not be explained at all. So my grandmother, and they're all very religious, if you will. They went to the church, and the church was like, you've got to be smoking something or drinking something, right?
Yeah.
So, which I get it. So this kept on happening for about a month or two. And it got to the point where my grandmother contacted the Warrens, and the Warrens actually went to the house. They did their investigation, and they performed a seance. And after that seance, they had after that seance, they had a priest go and bless the house as well. And so after all those things, everything disappeared. Everything disappeared. And unfortunately, I wasn't around at that time. If I was there, I would probably
when did this take place?
It was around 1970. It's got to be in the Warren record somewhere.
Warren peak
active
peak
years. Warren, yes, absolutely. So And luckily, in my AOR, their house is somewhere nearby. So maybe you need to take a trip here, and we can poke some
Investigate.
dolls. Yeah, spooky. But so that's one, and two. I haven't found the complete answer. This one is a military ghost story, um, and I have to be
Okay.
sort
All
of
right.
sort of mute with certain things. I will say that it definitely has to do with the Air Force, and it has to do with a nuke facility, and the guys that wear bunny slippers.
Yeah.
So
So you
So-
saw radioactive ghosts?
exactly.
Did you get slimed?
I didn't get slimed, but if I
Ah.
did,
Gonna
I could
collect
be
some
glowing
ectoplasm.
green.
Was it
Yeah.
was it something like from oh god, what was the one Scooby Doo episode with the alien ghost that was walking around?
Oh yeah, he's got
Oh,
the
yeah.
the sea, deep sea diver one. He was
Yeah.
all green.
Not that, but it's like a generational one. So, my brother in arms was sent to this unit that's in charge of protecting the nukes. There's only certain places, so I'll assume that you guys can take a guess as where those places are. And so, in some of those places, you can either take a Black Hawk out there, or you can get driven out there. And I'm assuming that you guys would also know that not only they are heavily defended, but they're deep in the ground.
We're,
Oh,
we're
okay,
not
yeah,
gonna
bunkers.
we're not gonna see any government agents running in tackling you in front of the screen, are we?
Yes.
I don't know.
Tell our
but
ghost
if I
stories,
do,
all right? Those are super top secret.
if the feed certainly cuts out, you know what happened. So
And we never heard from him again.
While you're
Exactly.
talking, it's just like a red light.
Yeah. It's just like, oh shit, yeah, just a hold on. Oh wait,
Like they was it the Babylon Bee did for Elon?
Yeah.
hold on. Oh, okay, here.
What's
Wait.
up, Patient 6?
Oh.
George the Giant
Did
Slayer
I
for
do something?
$19.99.
Oh,
All
yeah,
hail
you did.
Quarter Black, thank you.
Seems like someone's.
Oh, what the?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
What is this thing?
It's for real.
Oh, it's a sniper. No. Gotta have
Oh,
your.
and Ann Serkin, welcome to the Biden dollar menu level. Thank you, sir. Or sorry, Ann, that's a ma'am. You still have to pay $2. That's just how the economy works.
Man, absolute man. So
Oh,
at this facility,
underground.
yeah, underground, there are certain access ways, because they have to do maintenance at the said silos,
Mhm.
which is really, if you get a chance, go on YouTube, and they have a awesome thing about how they do the maintenance on the nukes. But there's something to be said about doing a patrol in these silos to where they just hear random screams. Now, as you guys already know, there can only be X amount of people on site, right? You
Yeah.
stay out
Like,
there.
yeah,
You do like 3-4s, like 3 days on, 4 off, 4 on, 3, whatever, or actually like a 2-week type of thing. And so you've got the guys that push the button, right? And then you have the facilities, and then you got the big old fucking missile,
right.
and then you have the external grounds. So imagine you're doing a patrol, and all of a sudden you just hear random screams. The holes that you're in, there's no one. You have a whole bunch of magical sensors that will tell you if someone's there. You know what I mean? I mean, we don't fuck around.
Yeah.
I'll say that they even have magical automated turrets. So I'll just leave it there.
Halls
So
have nice
you-
acute The halls have nice acoustics.
Bingo. So this place has like fucking buku security.
Right.
So there's no reason you should be hearing a loud scream. The button pushers are in a completely separate place. It's just you in the fucking hall, and they're hearing screams. So naturally, your job is to respond, right? I mean,
You're like, I gotta
that's your
investigate
job.
that now. That would suck,
so-
dude. That's why I don't want to be a police officer. I don't want to be a guard man anywhere because, like, once something
Especially
happens,
today.
you gotta be the guy to go look at it. And I'm like, I don't want to be that guy.
And I think the worst thing,
Especially don't be a police officer who has got 5 days until retirement.
Yeah, that's
yes,
the worst
holy shit,
possible
that's a
time.
great way to fucking ruin your retirement is to get fucked over and shot or something.
Here's some
Was
screams.
it
No.
scary movie screams or was it like a Tom and Jerry scream?
No, it's like someone getting hurt scream.
Like somebody in distress.
Yeah. So now it's bad enough, like as law enforcement or counterterror, any of that shit. When you go and respond to this shit, it's like you got you're hyped up already. Now you've got like multiple guns, So you're in full battle rattle. You're in a fucking hall. You hear this scream that shouldn't even fucking happen in the first place, and you go to it, and there's and my buddy is the first-hand account on this. You go to the area that you heard this scream. You get there, and there's nothing there. You're in a facility underground. There is no one fucking there. You know everybody that comes in the facility. You know everybody who goes out of that facility. It is a remote fucking facility, and the button pushers are away. Now, the interesting thing about this is that this isn't the first, second, 9th, 20th, or 50th time this has happened. This is documented in what we call B.Doc. It's documented in B.Doc because anytime you go to respond to something, you have to radio in, just in case something happens.
Yeah.
Your general orders are to sound the alarm, right? And then we have a little thing where you have to follow up, like if you see something, there's certain things you got to memorize, like if there's a troop movement, what type of troops they could possibly be, what type of armament they got, that type of shit, right? So it's no joke when you call in because you heard something. You can't just ignore it. So you literally have to take the radio, call in, and be like, we heard something, and we're heading towards it. It's in such and such area. We're heading towards it now. We'll give you a sit rep in 5 mic. So you go to this shit, right? You go there. There's nothing there. You're there for 2 weeks, and then the first time you're going to be fucking rattled. Now imagine again, you're still there for 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, end of shift, right? You leave. Your replacement comes in. The same fucking thing happens. No explanation. None. So it's one of those things to where.
And this location is in the U.S. or is this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. It's at a Air Force nuclear facility. There's
Area
a
51.
couple of them you can take. Yeah. I said no.
So what I'm hearing is the U.S. is weaponizing ghosts.
Yes,
That
basically.
sounds dope.
Yeah.
I want to see that
It's
movie.
like
Hey,
It's like,
I mean, we need to somehow challenge the Russian ape men somehow.
With ghosts.
we have branches that are specifically designed. Obviously, you can see my background, the psychological operations, because physical wounds heal. So that's why you see the skull with the bullet. It's much better to fuck with someone's head than it is to ever mess with their body. There. Oh, you got a broken arm.
So they
Well,
were
that's gonna
testing
heal.
on you. They're like,
Yeah,
oh, look.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember, but when the lockdowns were first going into effect, my family, we went to a restaurant nearby for one last time. And while we were there, our server decided to just open up and tell us, yeah, I did some things here and there. I was doing some master classes in college about behavioral studies and how to say the right things to adjust someone's personality and stuff like that. And the military and the FBI came up to me and asked me to kind of share my information with them. And so immediately I destroyed it all.
Yep. But it's all plausible deniability. So like I can talk to you guys about certain things and it's not going to be too horrible because plausible deniability. How do you guys know this actually happened?
I know.
Right?
I don't believe any of it.
Yeah, exactly. So
I don't even know what you're talking about.
bingo, exactly.
I know. Who am I?
Yeah.
Wait, the U.S. has a military? What?
I know. Especially
What is the U.S.?
Where we're sitting. I don't know. I don't know what the
No
U.S.
clue.
is anymore.
No
I guess
idea.
we're a third world country
can't
at this
prove it.
point.
Can't prove it.
Who are you?
I don't know who am I. Who are you?
Father,
Who are you?
you're a priest. Have you ever seen
Yeah.
any exorcisms or anything like that? What's
No,
like the
and I'm
closest
not-
thing you've seen? I'm sure you
I
know
know-
somebody, right?
I know our exorcist, but I've never talked to him about it, and I'm not trained in it. I'm
like
not
the first
fully enough
thing.
to be it.
Can
Well, no,
get you
we don't.
trained
It's
in it?
just something we don't. Yeah, you have to be trained in it.
I want you
I
to
mean,
get trained in it.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
No,
go get
it's
training
not
right
like
now.
you just. It's not like you just walk into a room and start throwing holy water or whatever. I mean, there are.
That's what the
I do
movies
a
make it
holy
look like,
grenade.
okay?
And
I use
shouting
water
out the
to
power
throw
of Christ
grenade.
compels you.
No, it's more than that. I mean, there's a certain liturgical rite that they go through. I don't know what it involves. I've never looked it up. I'm not trained in it. I mean, you do have to literally be trained in it because you
Yeah.
just don't get thrown in
Oh, yeah,
and expect.
Absolutely.
So,
Because I mean, the thing is, the devil
it-
does. The devil does know your stuff, and I mean, he will bring that stuff up.
So you're saying that. So you're saying that you only know one priest. You don't know an old priest and a young priest.
It doesn't work that way.
Middle-aged
And the
priest.
priest that I know that is the exorcist is not old.
One of my good friends, he became a priest, and I'm first off, I got to give hats off for learning Latin.
I
Damn.
never learned Latin.
Wow, lucky. You got lucky. He had to learn Latin.
Well, depends when it was. I
That's how
mean,
the
I
devil
had to
speaks
take. Yeah, I had to take a year of Latin, but I also had to take a year of Spanish at the same time, and that sucked because it was the first time being back in like higher education in almost
Like,
7-8 years.
damn, I forgot about this. Sucks.
Oh, but it's even better because I had a speech impediment when I was younger, so I had trouble with L words. So trying to pronounce the word for good morning or tomorrow in Spanish, I can't do it. I'd have to have speech therapy to be able to do that.
Horny Elf, welcome to
God
Biden
bless you,
dollar
man.
menu level. Thank you, sir. It would be $1, but it's Biden's America, so it's $2.
Absolutely inflation. Absolute inflation.
Well, we're here. I need to get going. I have work in about an hour. So
All right, bro.
I'll
Well,
talk
thanks
to y'all
for
later.
thanks for coming in and telling me that ghost story about a creepy demon sitting on your chest.
Yeah. A couple times. Yeah. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.
See you, bro.
Hey, you too.
See ya.
Yeah.
Too bad that demon wasn't Lilith. Hey, great way to go.
You know what's real scary?
Great way to go. Oh, it's a demon.
Hopefully-
Oh, no way. It's okay.
Hopefully it's not Lilith. She likes to feed on children.
That's true.
Well, if
That's
you're not a
true.
children,
That's-
you know.
That's why.
As long as you're not a children.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, that's where the term lullaby comes from a variation of Lilithby.
Ooh,
It's a song of protection that you sing over a child.
I wouldn't know. I don't know the history of that. Father, anything?
Nope.
No.
Oh, like I get taught that in the seminary.
Oh,
I don't know what books they got over there. They gotta have some secret, seminary books.
We studied
We
Christology.
got something
studied
scarier than
theology.
demons here.
Democrats?
No, you go out,
They
you go
definitely eat
outside.
Oh yeah.
You go outside and you look at the cornfield and you whistle and the wolf will stand up and start fucking walking around. You go back inside and you leave it.
Yep.
Don't
Oh,
talk to it. Don't
that'll
look
do
at
it.
it.
No. That's a
That
skinwalker.
gives me-
That's a skinwalker right there.
That just
Yeah,
reminds
Carmen,
me.
do you have
the
any-
res is right down the fucking road,
Hey.
and it's fucking terrifying.
You're a Native American. Do you have any cool Native American ghost stories? Useless.
Only my personal stories, but I didn't. This is not a ghost story, but
Okay.
the other night I had my first
Paranormal
ever
story.
Paranormal.
I had a quote unquote spiritual experience the other night where I've heard people talk about it before and I didn't think it was real, but I had an ancestor dream where it didn't feel like I was dreaming, it felt like it was really there. And
How
I'm
much
sitting
were
around
you
this
smoking
fire
before?
and no, I was just chilling and it's just you see these big brolic Indian men and they're trying to talk to me, but they're speaking their ancient Ooga Booga language. I don't know it. So I don't know what they're saying. And it's like, are you my grandfather? I don't fucking know you. And then
Well, how
they tried
disappointing
telling me
that would
something.
be.
I woke up, but I've seen,
You go through the ethereal time ghost land to see your ancestor. You're like, young ancestor, I need to impart some kind of knowledge, and you're like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, man. You're saying Ooga
He's
Booga
like,
to me.
listen here, the world
language.
is going to end unless you do these things. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
I don't know who you are, brother. You'd be like, what's up?
It's
What
like,
else?
What would be even more embarrassing is if wait a minute, you're not so and so. Oh, wrong spirit dream. Let's go to the
we're
next
down the
door.
wrong path, family
house.
tree.
Oh, we got the
I'm gonna
wrong,
tell you the-
little Indian here. We must move on down the street to the big Indian. He knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's
Oh, yeah.
doing.
They're about to give you the key to immortality, and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, wrong house.
Oops,
Yeah.
my bad.
They're about to give me the key to how to grow good fucking corn. I don't know.
There
I
you
don't
go.
know what they did back then. But
Hey,
nowadays, you
good fucking
hear
corn.
stories on the res about skinwalkers and Bigfoot and all that shit. That shit's been going on since before white people ever came to America, like Bigfoot, and that's the main thing is they on the res. A lot of those people genuinely believe that there is a Bigfoot type creature just on the quote unquote the hill that is there, and they don't fuck around. They fully believe that even if you talk about it, those things will come seek you out.
Like, don't talk
Yep.
about Bigfoot. It'll fucking show you up.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
you. I heard an interesting explanation of why they believe because they believe skinwalkers 100% real, that shit's real.
Mm-hmm.
But it was explained, it was back in the day, right? You're in your tribes, you're in your teepees, you're in your huts, whatever, longhouses. Then you you have your families that are all connected, and if one of those families, right, you have starvation is right on the other side of it's tomorrow, if we don't get enough food to eat, starvation is right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the big no was you don't eat your family or anybody around you whenever you get when you run out of food.
Wendigo.
So whenever
Wendigo.
people if they did run out of food and they got to the point of starvation where they would eat, instead of eating, trying to find food or whatever, right? They would just go, okay, well, I'm going to eat my kids and my wife. Then they would shun those people out of their society. They'd be like, those are skinwalkers. Those are demons that have eaten their family.
I think those
talk
are
to
the
them.
That's the
Wendigo.
that's the Wendigo.
Oh, Wendigo. Right. So they're
Yeah.
like, don't talk to them because we don't want to associate with people that eat their own people. I thought that was
And
really
a lot of
an
that
interesting
lore
way to
is that's how it starts, but then slowly over time the evil gets to them and they become something other than human, and it's scary stuff.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly enough, I think we're all fans here of Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Dabble a little bit.
I dabble
I know
in the old
nothing about
Assassin's Creed.
Wait, no, see, Father, you might like this because it has to do with, of course, we've got the times here. The Crusades. Yeah, this is
The
it gets
Crusades.
crazy.
So what, did I
Like,
get to kill Muslims? Is that what you're saying?
yeah, it depends.
Oh,
If you're holding
hell
that
yeah.
belief. They have the
Well,
yeah,
which crusades? There's been multiple.
there's a lot of
across
them.
history.
Hopefully not the Children's Crusade.
Oh, dear God, no. There's-
No, there was one. There
Oh,
was
yeah.
one in the history where they thought send the kids God will protect them.
Problem is
I don't think that worked out.
the people that were shipping them across the people that were when they loaded them up on the ships, the people that owned the ships instead turned around and sold them to Muslim slavers.
Jesus.
That's a bummer.
Oh,
That's a bummer.
wait.
Yep. Ouch, bro.
So
Yep.
it is. So the interesting thing that I sort of bring this up is, with today's Coco Roro, right, and all this bullshittery, and evolution of just humans in general. Why is it that we haven't had any type of I don't know, like, and I know for some species it takes could take hundreds of years or thousands of years for them to develop a specific trait that's developed by genes, that's developed by experiences that species has had. Like if you look at octopi, if you will, they can actually modify their genes so that the next generation will be more adapted for the environment that they live in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my thing is, I'm sort of curious if family lineage or DNA can actually tell a story similar to that, to where you say, if you have those ancestral dreams, is that something that could be potentially unlocked? Because if you look at DNA, right, it's the one thing that you can trace throughout several generations and several lineages, regardless of whether DNA changes have been mixed. So you're not marrying your sister here. You know what I mean? So
unfortunately.
And when you do, your DNA starts to destruct.
You're talking about genetic memory.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I'm getting at. So I'm sort of curious, going with those Assassin's Creed vibes, if there is some way to be able to unlock some type of memory that we understand, that we can decode. I don't even know if, like, maybe
I don't know if it would be.
Well,
I don't know if it would be possible, because would your visual memory pass down through your genes? Like you can get memory, like as in like instinct memory, kind of stuff like that throughout your generations. But I don't know if you can get like a visual memory saved.
That's what I'm saying, because I'm attaching this to, like,
We don't even really know how that is even saved in your own brain. Like, really, we don't really know.
Humans have an instinctual fear of the darkness because of
and like spiders and snakes and stuff like that.
Generations and generations of what is in the dark at night when everything is supposed to be asleep, but there's something wandering around.
Sorry, I'm thinking of Candy Ass now.
Candy Ass.
And what's weird is that human instinct to be weary and afraid of things that look like humans but aren't humans. You know what I mean?
Uncanny Valley.
Like Uncanny Valley and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, so here's my thought. It's like okay.
Joe Biden.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wait. There you go. So my thought is coming from the cyber side of the house. Well, would we store data? Like, we're going to go into a little bioengineering / cyber here. When you store memories, you have certain synapses that fire off in a specific pattern. You can actually measure the alpha and beta waves in your brain and actually get to measure that, right? Well, then I was thinking,
I ain't got no beta waves.
No,
waves in
straight
here.
up alpha. No. We have Chad waves.
So Chad waves.
This is the straight 8-ball. Straight 8-ball. So, but I was thinking, I was like, well, if these patterns are ways for us to be able to chemically remember, right? Well, what if those patterns were literally like um, uh, assembly code or machine code? Maybe we haven't figured out exactly how to um, put the signals into a high level language that we can actually manipulate. You know?
Well,
Yep.
I think with that, it's like, because like the same signal patterns for me would be a completely different memory, or like what something is for you. So I think getting that down like generations and stuff would be very, very, very hard.
I think so. I really do.
It's intentional.
I
believe it's intentional, so we can't fucking get that close.
I think there's a very big difference. It's so, for example, to put in like computer terms, such as the instinctual aspect of being afraid of what's in the dark, that's something that could be hardware, whereas something that you're learning over time, that's something more of software.
Right.
The hardware is you're going to pass on to your children. The software.
And then when you remember that
with
jingle
you.
from the commercial, it's adware.
Like, God damn it! DG farmers. It's just in there now. My ancestors will be like, dum, ba-dum, dum, 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 dum. Like, I don't even know why.
Well, so the interesting thing that gets even crazier with this is that every now and then DARPA comes out with interesting things. They were working with basically being able to interface your brain with the microchip. Obviously, our boy Elon Musk was or is actively working on that. MIT has also been working on it, including restoration of the neural pathway for your eyes. So basically, restoring vision to people who have, are legally blind.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of interesting with like that dystopian vibe.
I remember also reading something over the past couple of years when it was during the lockdowns and everything about how they're looking into also deleting painful memories.
Yes.
From your mind.
They did that in Eternal Sunshine of the Mind movie.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which that's a very dangerous thing because
it's not a good thing. We need those bad memories, even though they are bad. They suck. We need them. It's what shapes us, right? It's what tells us what not to do in the future and what to do in the future. So it's like when you just because I want to live in a nice utopia where nothing is ever sad, it wiped my memory.
Also, if you live in a nice utopian world, oh, something's not right here. I need to go visit the doctor.
Just wipe it right out.
That was Brave New World. I mean, something goes wrong, you take Soma.
Yeah. So that's interesting because someone was asking me. They were like, well, we need utopia, and I'm like, well, how do you know what is bad, and how do you know what is good? You need to know what is bad to know what's good.
Yeah. And how do you know? And how about like forgetting? Oh, I have a Aunt Zelma.
Yeah. Well, I'm sort of curious because our lovely. I'm waiting for the vans to pull up. What the fuck? No, but even for veterans and PTSD and shit like that, there's so many treatments that they want to give to you, and one of those treatments is ketamine. So my thing is this doesn't seem like a treatment. This seems like either you're going to try to numb your ass or make you try to forget shit.
Or you could be Canadian and they just want to erase you altogether.
Removal pods. Ain't that beautiful? You call the freaking hotline. It's like, yeah, have you ever considered offing yourself?
No.
Futurama was
could you?
Futurama was a nice vision of the future.
It was.
Yeah, getting those pods.
Yeah, shoot.
That's kind of a
Good.
disturbing thought too. Is that I don't know. It's like
Instead of
trying to
treating-
fix PTSD in a way that's like, here, just take a drug so you
Yep.
can go back out there and continue to do things that are really horrible. In fact, your whole body and your brain are telling you, hey, don't do this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly.
That's like, that doesn't seem
Yeah.
like a good thing to do.
I mean, killing is not easy, especially killing another human being. That takes
Yeah.
a piece of you.
Especially when it comes to there's one thing when you're shooting someone, okay? There's another thing when you're doing it with a knife. It's
Mhm.
another thing when you're doing it with your actual hand. Now, it gets even better when the enemy you're facing straps an IED onto a kid who is
Right, yeah.
carrying an AK-47 and running towards your general direction. That's especially if you are a religious person. I'm Christian. You're telling me that my enemy combatant is a 10-year-old that has an IED.
Yeah.
And this is the your rules of engagement. If depending upon where you are, that now it's time that you need to take out that threat. And I think the movie Chris Kyle is a perfect shining example where you get to that point to where they teach you to be very efficient with compartmentalization. When you're doing your job, you're doing your job. There is no feeling, there is no emotion other than
Yeah.
maybe rage. Rage, definitely, especially if one of your guys goes down. Yeah, it's rage. I'm telling you right now. If one of your friends who's probably a newbie into combat, you'll see them like freak out or something, bullets whizzing by. You'll get that combat high. You know what I mean? Like, let's get this done. Because at this point, these people are trying to kill you.
Adrenaline.
Yeah,
going
yeah.
in.
You're not sitting there and be like, "Oh, I'm afraid because I don't want to be." No, motherfucker, you made a choice to pull a trigger, and you try to take my life. I want you now. Now I want you. There is no regard for, you still have your combat mind, you have your training and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, when that person's starting to shoot at you, it's game over. I'm coming for you. And your little dog too.
Well, it's
No,
like
leave the
it's
dog
not the
alone. Leave the dog
situational.
alone. Come
Yeah.
It's
on.
not the stuff that's happening like when you're in that situation. It seems to be like whenever you're outside of that situation,
Right.
and your brain's trying to process. Wait, what are the things that happened when we were in that situation? And then that's where you start to kind of have that spiral and
Exactly. Well, that's the thing is
go down. It's because you're all of that stuff.
Yep, my good buddy who's a staff sergeant. We were actually talking about this. It's really funny that they will invest hundreds of thousands of dollars into you on ways to be able to defend the United States of America, but when you go through the discharge, basically it's more or less they give you like a week of how to be a civilian, and it's like, see you later. You just trained us to be fucking death dealers, and now you're throwing us back into the civilian population, because that's going to be great after being involved in a 20-year war that's been quasi-psychological operations, the worst type of fighting you could possibly have besides Vietnam. You're fighting in high terrain, you're fighting in urban operations, where every window is potentially a gun. You don't really have good concealment. You don't have good cover. And the best thing is the enemy doesn't follow rules of engagement or fucking LOAC. They don't follow that shit, so they can pop off shots at you at any time. Whereas you have to, depending upon what your AOR is, you have to actually request permission to shoot at the person that's firing at you. How does that make sense? Yeah. So imagine this. One of my friends did route clearance, and route clearance to me is like being a sitting duck. So he was a Sixth Marine Motor Brigade, and he used to send Christ, he used to send me videos. I'm not going to be politically correct because this is what we fought for. Durkas. He used to send me videos. He'd be in the freaking the LMTVs and shit like that, just sending me pictures as he goes by, fucking like they're blowing by, right? Because they got to get supplies or clear routes for missions. Now, imagine, if you will, that your job is to quite literally be the.
See ya, Crombie, by the way.
Yes,
Good luck.
it was my war stories. That's what it was.
I gotta go.
But imagine you're the guy that has to go clear this route of things that are non-traditional. You could have. They'd like to do put IEDs, which are improvised explosive devices, in dead animal carcasses. There's garbage like everywhere, so they'll put in fucking garbage. Or my particular favorite, maybe it's just get sadistic, they daisy chain the bombs. So what they'll do is they'll see a convoy driving. So let's say you got 8 trucks or something like that. You drive down the road. They remotely by cell phone fire off the first explosive, stops the convoy, right? You get out, you go to clear that, right? And then you think you're good. Oh no. There's now explosions happening behind you or in the freaking column. So depending upon that setup of the road there, you might be on a decent highway where there's like berms, like the highway's raised up so you can go on either left berm or right berm or something like that. Other times you could just be out in the open, And the worst part is having, you have the civilian population there looking at you. Who's watching? Who's the cell man?
Tell. You're like, which is the enemy and which is just a civilian?
Yep. It's absolute, what do you call it? It's urban warfare. You're the away team on urban warfare. That's certain death. You know what I mean? So that's amazing. It's amazing. At some point where we'll evolve, where we'll have mechs and all that type of stuff.
Robot versus robots.
Yes, that would be freaking badass. To be quite honest, sort of.
Well, I mean, we got one-sided robot armies now. Drones, those are just complete robot blowing up civilians and indiscriminately and shit. And when you're talking about having that connection between killing another person, right? So you've got your hands, your knife, your gun, and you're getting more distant, and now you're off in some base somewhere running it from a controller, and it's like it's like the complete disconnect from what is actually happening on the ground.
That's the scary part. China has drone swarms, and one of their drone swarms is autonomous. So they basically, and this is what this, their zero COVID policy. So they literally are having drone swarms that are pre-programmed. They're all talking to each other, okay? And they're basically looking at people and doing temperature measurements from the air. And then also going around and doing announcements. It is. It really is, dude.
Shit. Yeah, I saw that video from China where it's looking up and there are those drones just spraying disinfectant, whatever.
Yeah, who the hell knows what that shit
what
is?
Is that? No, dude, no.
Then you also have,
and that's crazy to think that is happening somewhere on Earth right now.
Yeah.
Then you also have what Russia pulled a month ago or so, where they had those drones go and bomb. Kiev?
Yep.
Kiev, was it Kiev or was it another Ukrainian city?
Well, there's a lot of them. It's sort of like back and forth now. They're basically weaponizing squad level drones. I saw.
Wow.
Then you have LA unleashing their own little drone army, the LAPD.
Don't get me started.
And yeah, I saw they have authorization to kill people now with drones.
If this ain't some Skynet shit,
Dude.
I don't know what else. I'm gonna apologize because Skynet obviously starts with my fucking branch. So I'm sorry, guys.
With the shit that you're doing.
Hey, it's your fault.
Yep.
Good job. Good job.
Yep.
Grab the
Space Force.
pitchforks and the torches.
Well,
We know
let's.
it
How about
exactly.
this? How about this? Let's get out of the scary dystopian future that we live in, and let's talk about Christmas. All right, this is a Christmas season.
Yeah.
All right, let's switch it up.
Who's excited?
Favorite
Favorite
Santa
Christmas
Claus?
movie? Go. So depressed right now. Go.
Ooh. Okay. That's a fight. I'm going
is.
with Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
It's either going to be I'm not gonna do the Christmas Story because there's only so much you can do with that. So I'm gonna go with Home Alone. I'm going with Home
Solid.
Alone. No,
Solid.
you know what? No, I shouldn't even said that. I should have said Die Hard.
There you go.
That should have
There
been
you go.
right there. Should have been Die. Oh, okay. So that's a sin on myself. But hey, I'm going with Home Alone.
Father.
I was
Wait,
going
what-
to say Die Hard. I'm looking for my Die Hard copy right now
Good man.
Good man. All right, that's two Die
because
Hards.
it has ho 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 on it.
The Santa Claus.
Okay.
Ah.
I love that movie.
Anytime that I think of Santa Claus, Tim Allen's Santa Claus is always the one I picture.
We're seeing some good ones in the chat here. Die Hard, obviously. Gremlins, oh yes. Christmas Story. Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life.
Batman
Classic.
Returns.
Batman Returns.
Oh man, It's a Wonderful Life is so it's so much better than you realize. I watched it when I was young and I was just like, it's okay. But now that I'm an adult and I can really appreciate it, it's just such a good movie.
It's a classic film. Not even a Christmas movie on its own. It's just a good classic film.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's a
I
really
hate
good
to
story.
do it, but I got to run. So I got to
Bye,
stay up
Father.
early.
See ya.
Thanks for
Good to
hanging
see you
out,
guys.
bro.
Goodbye.
Stay
Yep,
safe,
good
brother.
to see him.
Absolutely.
Gundam Wing Endless Waltz.
Ah.
Hey,
Right.
it's a deep pull. Scrooged.
I'll take
That's a good one. Scrooged.
And I do have to agree with Jeremy on this one. The Muppets Christmas Carol.
Muppets Christmas Carol is
Yes.
my favorite Christmas Carol. I know there's a lot. The Scrooge. There's Christmas
toss-up
carols from the 80s, and there's
It's a
the
toss
black
up
and white one.
between
But, yeah.
between the Muppets one and the Mickey Mouse one for me.
That's a good one too. Yeah, they keep making them, and I wish it would kind of stop. They just keep making and over and over and over, and I'm like,
There you go.
we've made
Thank you.
enough. We've
Thank you,
made enough.
Knox, because he read my mind. I was trying to figure out what it was. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
That one's a good one.
That's a
Fun.
good one.
There you go. Okay. The mere fact that you have the lady that plays Elaine in Seinfeld
Yes, the
asking-
neighbors.
asking what Clark's gonna do with that Christmas tree. Oh man.
Why is the
Classic.
floor all wet, Todd? I don't know, Margo.
I don't know.
One of
Does
the
anyone
best.
like
Where's the
Christmas with
Tylenol?
the Cranks? I never hear anyone mention that movie, but my family really loves it for some reason.
Which one?
Is that the
Christmas
one
with the
Cranks.
Cranks.
That's the
Oh.
one with Tim Allen.
It's got
and,
Tim Allen.
I like it in a way where I feel that way. I think after, I don't know, maybe it's just with military deployments and shit. Like when you're working on those days, you're sort of it's just another day that ends in Y,
Yeah.
right? So go to the Cranks, right? Where it's they want to get away for, what was it, a cruise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were trying to go on
Yes.
vacation.
And then they find out that their daughter is going to come home for Christmas, and so they
Yeah,
have to
yep.
scramble to prepare Christmas for her.
And
Yeah,
they treated all their neighbors awful, but their neighbors are all awful too, and so they have no friends to help them.
They have to steal someone's roast, and they have to steal another person's Christmas lights, so on and so
Yep.
forth.
The Grinch.
I mean,
Nobody said the Grinch.
oh my God, how do we?
How do we not? How do we forget
You
about
should
the
Wait,
Grinch?
which one?
never forget
Which
the
one?
Grinch.
The traditional
the
or the
original.
one with?
I mean, I
which one,
love the Jim Carrey
Well,
one.
there's that, there's that,
Jim Carrey
there's
one's
that new one that's
I
coming
hate
out.
the new one. I don't even want to look at the new one. I don't want to talk about
It is
the new one. I
not
don't
that
even
good.
wanna look
It's not awful, but it's not good. It's just kind of okay.
No,
it's a
I'm talking about
thing.
the one that's going to come out.
at it.
There's
Oh,
another
the
one?
mean one.
Oh,
Have you seen the
Oh,
trailer to that?
I
Ridiculous.
have not yet.
Oh,
It's It's like a Blumhouse. It's like a low end Blumhouse.
Oh no, it's worse than Blumhouse.
Oh yeah,
it's
true.
like
That's true. It's way lower than
C
Blumhouse.
level horror.
The mean one.
No.
It's like
I don't
about
wanna soil my
Susie.
brain.
It's about Susie where she she grew up. Now she's got to kill. Yeah, she's got PTSD from the Grinch because he stole Christmas, and like the whole town is like
her mother.
Does she have pronouns too?
No. It's
no, I don't think it's gonna have that issue.
I think it's just a straight up like if you went to the dollar bin, and it was like a horror movie that came out of the dollar bin.
75 cents.
That'd be that. This movie. This movie.
Oh man.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That's a good one.
A horror.
Frosty 2, the best sequel of all time.
There you go. Okay.
Why is it like every? I don't know why, but like every Christmas, back when I was growing up, they stopped showing the old, not claymation, but stop motion Christmas movies, and they started
just like an ABC Family thing.
They started just playing Rudolph Saves New Year's. It's like, why are you showing that? You should be showing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah. Yep. I thought you were going to say Deranged Deer.
That's the next horror movie down the line. Rudolph the Deranged Reindeer.
Hatchet had a good one. Charlie Brown Christmas.
That's
he had a great soundtrack. So we got Scrooged.
A wonderful, a very fun horror movie to me is Krampus.
Yes.
I didn't watch that. I've not watched
it. It's well, I mean, if I remember correctly, the German pronunciation is Krampus.
Krampus.
Wunderbar.
but it's made by the same people that made Trick or Treat, if I remember correctly.
Ooh.
Really?
And actually, in fact, it's like Christmas with the evil demon that comes to take bad children away. But I think if you get like the extended edition, there's like Easter eggs to Trick or Treat in it.
Oh, nice! I didn't know that. See, these are these little hidden gems that you need to know in order to.
So it's like suggesting that Krampus and Trick or Treat are in the same world.
Same universe.
Yeah,
they should have like a Thanksgiving one.
Oh, definitely.
Valentine's Day one.
There's the only Thanksgiving one that I can think of is Thanksgiving, but I've also seen Trauma's poultry guys to get thrown in there too.
Poultry guys.
Yeah. They built a chicken restaurant on top of a Indian burial ground, and all the chicken inside of it get possessed.
That's hilarious.
I can see that.
Trauma's ridiculous.
It's like what's
Elf?
the one with
Elf.
Yep. Christopher Walken. It's not a Christmas movie, but it's not. It's almost like a cross between Kung Fu Hustle and what is it?
The fucking talking about?
There's this. It's just like it's so raunchy. It's so funny as a movie that it's like it's unbelievable. I can't remember what it was. It's a good one though.
You said Kung Fu.
Kind of like Kung Fu.
The only thing I can think
Kung
of
Fury.
is
I think it was Kung Fury. Yep.
Yeah.
That movie's awesome.
There you go.
I was gonna say the only movie that I can think of that's like gory and whatnot that has Kung Fu in it is Brain Dead. That was done by Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson did that movie. It was his second. Yeah, it was his second movie, I think.
Oh, something that needs a rewatch.
Polar Express.
Yeah.
I never got into Polar Express. It always disturbed me.
As
a kid, I was like, nah, I'm not into these faces. These weird faces and the way their bodies move creep me out.
That
had a great Game Boy Advance game though.
Early mocap.
Yeah, I'm not into any of that mocap crap. The only time that they did it well, I think, was the Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. I think that was the only time they actually did it, and it didn't creep me the fuck out. It wasn't like the movie that tanked it was Mars Needs Moms. That fucking movie is the creepiest damn movie. Their faces are creepy, their bodies are creepy, the way they move
Never
around.
saw it.
Dude, well, nobody did. Nobody watched that movie. But I watched it because I worked at the movie theater and I had to build the movie and I had to screen the movie. And I was just like, what is this?
Didn't Gary have to watch it too?
Gary had to watch it because he worked at Technicolor and he was doing the DVD release on it. That movie is just disturbing as all get out.
You know what? Still doesn't haunt me, but my cousin, I know it does. Is a attack of killer clowns from outer space.
Oh, I love that movie.
They're making a game out of that
movie.
You see that?
They're making a survival game.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's a trailer of it on YouTube.
I thought it was an asymmetrical,
Nice.
you know, like they keep doing with all of the horror movies.
Yeah,
make it
that's what it's gonna be.
asymmetrical,
It's so like you like team up with other people
against the clowns. Yeah.
Something like
Shy
that.
Drummer and Kilts
Yeah.
for 2 Canadian syrup coins. It's Balls of Fury with Mr. Walken. That's what he was in that movie.
Yes.
Get it straight.
I know. You get slapped upside the head. The beatings will continue until the morale improves.
Futurama episode with Santa Bot. That was a good episode. He had all of like where the elves were like enslaved by the Santa Bot. Is that what it was?
I'm trying to remember.
He wanted to murder everybody.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I like
Right.
Futurama more than Simpsons. I always thought Futurama had better stories.
Santa Bot was that's right. Santa Bot was
characters.
created to spread joy and cheer, but there was a flip in his programming, and then he just started to cause mayhem and death.
That's something to drink coffee to right there. Mayhem and death. I was getting
it kind of made me think of the Robot Chickens, that little tiny segment from Robot Chicken with the elves are giving their introduction video, and they're like, "Yeah, never go into the deer pen. The deers will kill you. Stay away. Make sure you have your map with you at all times, because there's a giant chasm on the west side of the North Pole that if you fall down, the lizard people will come and get you. And also stay away from Santa Claus. He'll kill you and eat you." And then all of a sudden Santa Claus breaks into the break room where everyone's watching, where the elves are watching, and it just cuts off.
You ever see it? It was the robot chicken that had I think it was like it's almost like that Dragon Ball Z fight. It had like the little drummer boy.
Oh
Santa Claus, right?
Where they were going against each other.
That sounds very familiar.
Yes,
sounds familiar.
Yes, it was like freaking epic. We need more of that back. We need more of this art back. Not some of this stuff that's coming out now. It's freaking horrible.
What happened to that?
Now,
Postmodern dribble.
Yeah, it's psyops, man. That's all it is. They know how to get to people, and the best way to get to people is by attacking them with the things they love. Let's take out your comics. Let's take out your movies. Let's take out your
the Christmas classics and show modern garbage.
That's why you have that.
Has anybody seen the Santa Clauses? The show based on the Santa Claus?
No, not yet.
No.
I'm gonna pass on it. I feel like it's probably gonna be really bad. And there was a story I saw with Tim Allen where he said that they try to put like goblins and shit in it, and he was like, "I will not do it if you're gonna do that." Let me see if I can find it.
We gotta see this.
My mother.
I saw it on Twitter, so who knows if it's real.
Hatchet had it right. He said it's in the name. It's programming. Absolutely.
Well, it's like they used to have programming, and it used to be good. Why can't you just have good programming?
It's some matrix shit is what it is.
Our programming used to be, we used to teach people values. Now we're doing away with values, and now we're instead inserting identitarian politics.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna share this. I'm gonna fuck up my screen, but oh well.
Let's do this.
On occasion, I do get you stopping and just looking at me while you're stopped. I'm just like, okay, he's creepy.
This is Christmas, okay? Christmas! Tim Allen pushes back on the Santa Claus's plot. Okay, so let's see. I found it on this like CBN News. I don't know what CBN News is.
I think the Christian Broadcast Network.
Yeah. My mother, she said
Gotta
that
find this
she
quote.
heard that they have a little gag in there that it's supposed to be kids holding up signs that say "We love Santa Claus."
It
and
says,
said
yeah,
it
we
was
love Satan.
Yeah.
You're like, what? I'm sorry. And then a bunch of people are like, oh, it's just it's a
supposed
mix
to be
around
gag.
of it's a gag of
Laugh.
Santa Claus. I'm like, yeah, I get it, but so do the people that made it. They know
Yeah.
what they were doing.
Well, it's the same people that are now that Harvard is now saying, has a professor saying that Jesus may be transgender.
Oh, get out of here.
No,
It
I can't.
originally,
No.
okay, so here's the quote.
Here
It
we go.
originally had otherworldly characters and ghosts and goblins. I said, no, this is Christmas. It's Christmas. It's literally a religious holiday. It's weird that he has to like explain that. Yeah, it's
Yep.
Santa Claus. Did you also see the other article where it said it's time to re-envision Christmas for modern times and shit? It's like, no,
I'm sorry, but
this is Christmas.
what's the whole point of Christmas?
In
The
the name.
celebration of the birth of Jesus Christ.
Getting
Bingo.
presents and shopping at Walmart.
Yes. Hell,
I heard someplace, I can't remember where it was exactly, but at one point in time, Christmas and the gift giving commercialization that we think of Christmas were actually two separate holidays. It was Santa Claus Day and then Christmas. And somewhere along the line the two became one.
Well, it's like it's part of a pagan holiday and the winter solstice and all this blah blah. Well, it's too bad we took over your holiday, pagans.
Yep.
There's
Get over
only
it.
365
You
days of
can.
the year.
Okay.
There's
You
going to be
lost.
crossover.
Exactly.
You lost, we won, get over it.
Damn
You could
straight.
still have your little winter solstice dancing in the park naked or do whatever you pagan guys do.
Yeah,
you can
we'll
do
be
that.
chilling
That's
with Xboxes and beers. So yeah.
We don't have to blow trumpets, but I do want to acknowledge it. Like that's all we want. We just acknowledge that Christmas is still Christmas, all right? It's like what if you said, "Hey, it's time to take back Kwanzaa." Take back Kwanzaa. All right, we're going to make it all white.
As
It's all
Steven
white
Crowder
people.
says, Kwanzaa was a made-up holiday.
It is.
Exactly. That's
It
what I was
was
gonna
a
say.
made-up
Yep.
holiday, bro.
Yep. So it's like
I went to
hold on.
Kwanzaa Fest. I don't know if you remember whenever I did that. I went to Kwanzaa Fest, and I asked the people that ran Kwanzaa Fest where it came from, and they didn't know. I was like, here are the tenets of Kwanzaa. Could you name them? They could not do it. There were, and the whole thing was like, ooh, it's an African tradition. There were some guys there from Africa. They just did, I guess, in conjunction of Kwanzaa Fest, whatever it was, there was like a track meet. There was like a race, and they just got back from the race. And I was like, hey guys, do you know Kwanzaa? Here are some questions. And they were like, I don't even know what Kwanzaa is. Like, you're at Kwanzaa Fest and you don't know what Kwanzaa is. Because it's not a real holiday.
I got an interesting story.
Oh,
I got an interesting story that goes along with that. Is I got into a long Twitter debate with one guy, in which case we're talking about the makeup of Africa and everything. That Africa is this giant continent. It's larger than North America and everything. And from north to south, it's vast amount of different types of people. They're not all. It's not homogeneous like Japan or anything like that. It is a massive continent with different ecosystems, different people groups, different languages, different cultures, whatever and whatnot. And one job that I used to work at, to further explain this, one job I used to work at, the guy who unloaded our product and everything on truck days and everything, he told us that he used to date a woman who was from Africa. And whenever she ran into a black person who said, "Oh yeah, I'm from Africa," she would say, "Okay, what tribe are you from?" And they would look at them like she grew two heads. And she's like, "Okay, are you from this tribe? Are you from this tribe? Are you from this tribe? Are you from this tribe?
Where are you from?"
And they were like, "What?" And she's like, "Okay, you're not from Africa. You're an American."
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's just like,
it was a cool. I'd actually like to go to Kwanzaa Fest again. It was a fun time. There's a lot of fun people there. They had cool. But what was cool about it was the actual African stuff. Like they had set up booths of like traditional African wear and stuff that they were selling from their homeland. And I had conversations with people outside of the whole Kwanzaa stupid joke thing we were doing. Yeah. I was actually like talking to people and going like, "Oh, what is like, where are you from?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm from Kenya. And here's my, this is some stuff that I made from Kenya." And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." So like that was the cool aspect to it. But then it was like on top of that was the Kwanzaa fakery.
Yes.
Like, no, let's get rid of that part. Let's.
Yeah,
And,
you know what? If anything, it would make sense if they had something that actually celebrated Africa and jazz. Now, I know that sounds like a far-fetched
Well, no, it's
at first, but yeah, if you know the history of jazz and the uh, Afrikaans beats, the drum beats,
Mhm.
the rote singing. I did a couple of things in college where we actually had people come from what was it? Uh, the Cape down all the tip there of Africa. There, I can't remember. It's
in the
30
south.
Airport. Yeah, Cape Town, I think.
Yeah, Cape Town.
Cape Town. We had people come up here in my little AOR here, and we did a whole freaking. It was Africa Fest, dude. We had like
Yeah.
instruments, we had all that type of stuff, and if they had a holiday like that, that'd be
That'd be
dude.
dope.
We had capoeira going on. It was freaking awesome.
Fucking
Dude.
cool. There's a lot of cool
Yeah.
stuff about Africa that we just don't ever fucking hear about. Don't
Yeah.
ever
No,
hear
but
about it.
Instead,
Nope, never do.
they want to race swap European culture and history.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's like. It could be cool. Like Black Panther stuff could be cool.
Oh,
It
yeah.
could be really cool to be like, oh, let's go into like, what if a superhero was from Africa? But it's like, neither of the movies have really like actually made it feel like a cool thing. They made it this kind of, oh, it's a magic land of technology and shit. I'm like, I don't want to know about that. I want to actually like, what is like the cool stuff from Africa for real? And the music's good too. Like I was editing the Black Panther video. I was listening to some of that Black Panther soundtrack.
Yep.
Fucking actually has like good African beats from it. It's good music.
Absolutely. I had to laugh. James in chat said Festivus.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Festivus for the rest of us.
You know that's an actual holiday that somebody. Well, I mean, not like a huge holiday, but they got the idea from a family that did this Festivus holiday.
That's freaking awesome. That's awesome.
Like I was watching a video about, because I'm going through Seinfeld again with my wife, and I watched a video about where they got some of their ideas for the episodes, and one of their, I guess somebody that they knew, they celebrated this weird holiday. I don't think it had the poll and stuff from the show. They hyped it up, but there was like a weird holiday that a family would celebrate called Festivus. And it wasn't a Christmas holiday, like it wasn't a winter holiday. It would just happen. It's like a floating holiday, I guess.
Awesome.
So any point of the year, it could be Festivus, and you'd sit around the table.
Dude, so like when I was living in Germany, their Halloween was badass.
Really?
They
That
would
sounds like
have
a fucking cool thing. Halloween.
Well, check this out. They had one day where you can go and do pranks, and no one gets in trouble.
Huh.
Yeah, like that, dude. It's like it's either on.
Is there a line
Halloween
though?
or
Like, what's the line?
I'm sure there's got to be
physical damage.
No bodily harm. No,
Yeah.
Or no property damage.
But you could just be like,
like
egg.
toilet paper. Right, exactly. So it was really weird because like I had a house there when I was stationed, and by the way, it was freaking cool. Where I lived was on a mountain by a castle overlooking a town. That's dude.
dope.
Oof. Yeah, it's like okay, this is pretty badass. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, hold on, wait, what can you guys do? I talked to my neighbor. He's like, yeah. So if your car gets like egged or something like that, don't worry about it. This is a normal, natural thing. Like this is cool. So you can just go out and have fun like an actual holiday instead of this. What? Now you have your kids going out with freaking your parents hovering over you. Probably have some GPS system there, and don't forget to wear your coat because you're gonna catch a cold. Like no. We don't have holidays anymore.
Halloween has gotten weird. So like last year, it's been fucked up since 2020.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The first one
Wear
was
your
really
mask.
bad. Everybody was like inside their house, and the ones that did give out candy, you went and they had this cringe ass. They would be up in their house, and then they'd have a tube like a PVC tube all the way to the end of their sidewalk. So you'd come up and you'd be like, trick or treat.
Oh,
And then
my
they would like
God.
slide
I
it
can't.
down this tube into your basket.
I
It was
can't.
just so weird.
No.
what if a
And
candy
then-
got stuck?
Well, last year I was like, the first time I've been in a neighborhood, like with my family. Usually I've lived in smaller, like suburban areas, but it wasn't a neighborhood. It was like you had to go somewhere to go to, like I'd go to my parents' neighborhood to go trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
But the first time I was like, hey, we're in a house and we have a neighborhood. Oh, there's a bunch of like houses around here. Surely this will be a cool place.
Have a decent freaking
yeah.
Halloween.
Right? So we get the kids ready, we get in, we go out the door. Sun's down. Nothing. There's no activity. It's Halloween night. Nothing. You can't hear kids walking around. There's no music. Nobody's
That's
lit up.
horrible.
All of the things. I was like,
horrible.
what is this? This is the saddest thing I've ever seen. I had to drive somewhere else to get
That's
the kids.
horrible.
It was fucking horrible.
It just how
We've
much
lost the
have-
spirit.
Yeah. Right.
How much has society been hurt
What's up, bro?
What's good, fellas?
by the
Talk
2
about
years of
holidays.
lockdowns?
I noticed. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, it's all right. I'm sorry. Anytime you see a flag that says "Don't tread on me," that's an instant stop in America. So,
You gotta
Right.
pay
No,
respect.
America.
My old
FDR.
PFP was a cannabis sativa leaf or cannabis indica leaf with the American flag through it.
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, I remember. Yeah, I
Speaking of
remember
which,
that.
I'm gonna go ahead and mute right now because I just got off work and I don't need you guys to hear my torch.
Oh, good job.
Ew,
What the fuck?
That was a torch, huh?
What the fuck was that?
Oh my!
ew.
Oh, that was his work. I mean,
Okay.
that's straight awesome. Yeah, it's as you were saying there, Spider Chris.
Yeah, I was just saying is that like the past 2 years have seriously screwed us over as a society.
Messed
And
with
that-
our brains.
I
mean,
think that
Kids are set back years.
oh yeah, this is stunted. You can't put this is frustrating. Okay, so quick segue. Why is it that one at least I'm in the FEMA 1 region, so God save me, someone evac me out of here.
Good luck.
Yeah. They're talking about bringing back mask mandates.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's one.
Yep.
Two, the developmental structure of children to be able to read your facial structures so they can mimic that and learn. You block that, okay? You can't get back the time that it takes for those synapses to start developing. Okay, that's why young kids can learn multiple languages. That's why they're most dexterous. That's why you have 6-year-olds playing Rachmaninoff on the piano and shit like that. You can't block that and not assume that the older they get, there's not going to be psychological and physical effects on them. And so now it's sort of like I think I saw this thing on Twitter where it's like they're talking about how the vax was 100% efficient, and then obviously going down and all that type of
Right.
stuff.
Okay.
Right?
it's not a vax.
Exactly.
It's a drug. It's a
Mhm.
drug. That's all.
Yeah, we all know what it is. But
And I'm the drug addict.
If anyone should know,
and the best part is it's like you still see it. Like I go to any type of government facility. This is the best freaking thing. There's some facilities I can't even go through the door without wearing a mask. I shit you not. They will not allow you
Yeah.
into the facility still. If it's a federal facility, they won't allow you into the damn thing. I mean, last time I checked, I would have resources maybe directed towards other things, like making sure bad things don't happen. But hey, make sure you got your mask.
That mask on.
But
But hey, we're gonna the kids that don't wear masks and have people surrounding them wearing masks will be more developmentally forward than everybody else.
And they'll be
Absolutely.
living in certain states that
Dude.
decided not to do that
They'll just be
stuff.
that much ahead of sadly, all the kids
It's
in
time for the
California and New
homeschoolers
York.
to inherit the earth.
Yeah. It is.
So
It's time.
here's my thing. I graduated high school 6 years ago. I was the weird kid.
I feel
Like,
old.
I know kids that had real social anxiety. Can you imagine the kids that went through the 2 years of COVID in school
Oh my god.
later on in life with that shit?
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Oh, they'll be able to do everything online. Online is online.
Bullshit. No. Don't even give me that shit. Okay? Do you know how difficult it is? Okay, with COVID not
being
around,
in
do you know how
person is a
difficult
heck of a lot different than online.
What the hell is even that?
do you know how difficult it is to try to get remote work, right? I'm going
Yeah.
through the process of getting my coding certifications for NetSec, network security.
You're talking to the right guy.
Okay, no, I know you know this. Good night, Mister. You thought I was a Fed for a little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I still think you're both
Which was
feds.
funny. But
we're still waiting for Goodnight to get tackled by the FBI and military for hit.
bro,
for
I'm
talking about
surprised
his
I ain't
face.
seen Fed boys. I'm surprised I ain't seen Fed boys attempt to roll up my drive yet. But
Don't
anyway,
worry, you'll see them in
That's too late.
khakis and glowing. So
bro,
Jake from State Farm?
they won't. Not even gonna lie, they ain't gonna make it to my drive. There's about 13 different other people that'll shoot them before we do.
bingo. But as you were saying, sir.
But not only are these kids going to be like extremely socially developmentally challenged.
Stunted.
Yeah, developmentally stunted. That's the right word. But like you've seen the hypocrisy immediately in the aftermath with Halloween this year. Students are not to wear their Halloween masks to school as they could be
Yeah, right.
distracting.
Yeah, it
Well,
could
then
be
what the
distracting. Well,
What the fuck?
about the
were
last
all
2.5
these
years?
decorative
Uh,
and what's it called? Fashionable masks that you were
Oh.
forcing them to wear for 2 years.
That's
If
don't do
they
shit.
weren't distracting.
I remember going to school during one Halloween as Spider-Man, one as Batman,
Spider-Man.
one as Harry Potter. Just like, God, those are fun times. And then you'd
Yeah.
have like the parade that each
Yeah.
parade would
School
would
parade, dude. School parade. You used to have
That shit doesn't
masks.
happen anymore. That shit got
No.
phased out when I left elementary
That's
school.
tragic.
I remember when that shit went away.
Oh,
That's
There
so
was
sad.
I remember when cursive stopped being taught.
dude, that's what I was gonna ask you. That's what I was gonna
I
When
ask
learned-
was that?
I can
Because
write.
I wish
I
that
can
was
write
whenever
in
I was at
cursive.
school.
I
suck.
learned
write in
cursive.
pseudo cursive naturally because I'm lazy and I don't pick my pen up off the
Damn
paper.
straight.
And
Absolutely.
because I learned how
That's
to
not
write
cursive.
cursive and I learned how to write it properly, but I just print things naturally because
And
that's what
some-
I prefer.
And some schools are doing away with books. They're having you now go off of a tablet or your laptop or something like that.
Oh my god,
And it's just like,
I cannot read on that shit. That shit. I get distracted by other things and I can't read.
The
I'm sitting there
homeschoolers
reading
will
pages.
inherit the earth. The
Ugh.
homeschoolers will be the only ones still reading out of books.
Dude,
Oh
that's
my
what's
God.
crazy is
I
I
know.
went to public school and I shit all over that thing. I shit all over it all the time because for circumstances outside my control, I was denied public school.
first thing I thought
Not,
you were going to say.
not because I wasn't
circumcised.
accepted or because I was like my mom couldn't afford it, but for outside circumstances, I was denied private school. That was like a STEM school before STEM was cool because they focused heavily on science and mathematics.
Yep.
And my
Yep.
mom knew that that's the stuff that I was good at, that I could
Yep.
focus on, and anything else I said,
Yeah.
to hell with
fuck
it. I don't want to do it.
I think that's why
don't waste your time. I
homeschool
was the
is the
same
best.
way.
I mean, I'm biased
I-
because I was homeschooled, but it allows the kid to be like, what am I interested in, and what am I?
Yes.
But what
apt
about the
in,
child's
and then you go down
interaction
that
with
way.
other children?
Oh, guess what?
You
You
have-
still
you
have
have
community
Little
sports.
League.
Right.
You
Yeah.
could go
Dude,
do
like,
community
that's what-
theater. You could do, church. You can. I was in
Right.
chess club,
Oh,
because I was a
church.
nerd.
Oh.
You still have
Bro,
tons
chess-
of things.
Chess club stopped
Also,
existing
this
when
is a
after
thing
I
that
left
not many
sixth
people
grade.
seem to know.
I was in I still remember all the lessons from chess club in first grade, right?
Bro,
I
chess
was
club.
uber nerd. Like, chess club in first grade, and I was playing in tournaments and winning.
Yeah, dog.
Okay?
Nice.
I was 8th
Like,
in the
I
state,
was-
bro. 8th.
Nice.
I never got that good because,
We gotta play
well,
some
after
chess.
first grade, chess
I'm not good
club went
anymore,
away.
please. I'm
It was
retarded.
never.
I was never good.
I never claimed to be good. I just grasped it quicker than most kids, you know.
Mhm.
But like, I remember you get all these fucking plaques and all these
Yeah.
cards and recognitions and stuff for doing well, and it was like you got one for learning the basics of chess, which is
And what's
learning
really
how
good
the
about
pieces
that-
move.
What's really good about that is that it's not a team effort. It's not you're getting a trophy because you were on the team. You played outfield in Little League, so now you get a trophy because your team did well. No, like it was you. You go like, I did well, so I got this because I did well.
That's why.
And that's like
why I
really good
liked
for
being
kids
a
to
golfer
like
in high
be
school.
to be able to find something that they're good at, that they can get recognition for, that they are good at. It's
Right.
not good
That's
whenever
why
you just
combat
give
sports are
kids
so great
trophies.
for mental health. in
Here's a
kids.
participation trophy.
That is not a good thing because then it doesn't teach kids
No.
to work hard at anything. You go, oh well, you're just gonna get a trophy anyways. That's what we have at fucking Twitter. We had shit tons of trophy kids that were working at Twitter, and then the first second they were told, hey, we want to do some work now. Oh God, fuck! I quit.
Yeah.
I quit.
You see,
Which is
what the hell is it?
the hilarious thing about that is them quitting. That now just exalts
Quitting
Elon
what?
to pay them 3 months
Right.
worth.
Yeah, you just go, oh, okay.
Quitting what? They weren't even fucking working. There was on YouTube there was a day in the life of like a LinkedIn. I think it's either LinkedIn or whatever.
There was Twitter
Yeah.
one. There
Hey,
was like
hey,
3
good night,
of them.
mister. Good night, mister.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna pull a Kanye on you real quick. I'm gonna let you finish, but first,
gonna
I
let
gotta
you
give a
finish.
plug.
Oh my God!
I gotta give a plug to the guy, to the man, the myth, the legend, who has covered this with unwavering consistency, Mr. It's a Gundam.
Oh, absolutely.
His adult daycare series.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Anyway, continue.
Yes. But yeah, I believe it was like a freaking intern, and basically it's a video of them going to places, eating freaking food, maybe attending a meeting with that's stroking their egos,
Maybe.
or egos, or maybe stroking something else, eating some food again, and that's basically it. Last
And
time I checked,
these-
At Twitter, they had wine on tap. They had
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
meditation rooms. They had yoga rooms. They had nap rooms and pods. They had meeting pods.
meditating rooms.
It was like, what is this? This isn't a job. Like, I know that a lot of things are
adult
cool to
daycare.
be like. Yeah, of course you're gonna go like,
Well,
oh, yeah, I
so-
want to work at a job where I can just not do anything all day.
No wonder why they
Yeah,
were like
well,
those.
that
fuck
would
is
be so
this?
nice.
And they're
No
and they're
wonder
getting
they
paid
were-
like 100 million.
But I would feel like a useless slob, so I'd probably quit after a week.
And these are the types of people that are saying that they should that farmers should be forced to work if they resist.
These are the people screaming, "Workers of the world unite!" These are the workers'
Workers.
champions.
These are the workers.
yeah, these are the work. Okay, here's a good one. Here's a good one happening right now. These poor railroad workers, like, what the ever living hell? They're just trying to fight so that way they have time off with their families. They have time off for sick leave. They have time off, period, right? Besides paying all that type of stuff. These are the people that transport literally everything. Let me talk about it from the national critical infrastructure
Oh yeah,
side of the house.
fuck planes.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
planes. It's
planes.
trains and trucks.
Yep,
That's what
absolutely.
moves your
It's
shit.
trains. It does.
Trains
And so
and
here's the funny
trucks.
thing: trains, planes, and automobiles. But the funny thing about this that blows my mind is that let's go with power plants. Okay, there's a certain acid that gets delivered by a rail car that power plants need in order to operate. There are also coal-powered power plants, and then also diesel facilities. Now, I'm just curious. So, if the railroads were to shut down, I'm telling you right now, at maximum or at best outcome, we only have approximately anywhere between 2 to 4 days of fallback before everything goes offline. Everything. So your power, your water pressure in your house for the water facilities, your water treatment plants, all of that goes offline.
Yeah.
So
Laughs in self-sustainability.
We're not. There's a weird. We all believe that we're in this perfectly running society that's not going to break down at the drop of a hat.
Just
like
remove
there's
one.
like
we
one.
live
Yeah,
in a-
you remove one little pillar out of that, and
And
we're
it's
We
all
live
fucked.
in a
all right?
just-in-time society. That is
Yes.
literally the motto of our entire system. Just
And
in
the-
time.
Yeah.
The
You
funny
have
thing is,
no fucking clue how close we are to collapse every single day.
yeah,
and
Do
the
you know
funny
how I
thing
know this?
is,
Because I've worked in the fabrication part of that
Yes.
of that chain for 6 years.
and the funny thing is, this was supposed to happen about a month or two ago, and our also former president, former vice president, decided to say, "Hey, can you guys wait until after a certain event happened?"
yes.
Much like OPEC, much like he asked OPEC.
Oh,
And
and
that's the
by
thing.
way,
Is like it's like all of these things are very important. These pillars, the truckers, right? The middleman, the flyover state kind of mentality
Yep.
of like these things. I don't think about these things. They don't matter to me. They're not real people, but they're what holds the whole country together.
exactly.
If
Your
you
food.
if you piss off the farmers,
Yep.
what is going to happen?
No food, bitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
we don't even have to do that because
The only reason why
Yep.
civilization exists is because the
Because of farming.
farmer has
Yep.
been able to produce more than he needs and is
Right.
sharing it
Yeah.
with you.
Oh,
But you
here's the
have
part.
the government taking that excess and either selling it for profit or completely destroying it so that to create a fixed price.
Here's a little homework for everybody. Go find out how much water the a mid and a Midwest just got last year, and find out what their water caps are for next year, for first quarter 2023. Okay, there's going to be some bad times heading up here because we're just in a drought, and there's a central river that wasn't able to give up enough, so the farmers couldn't plant crops. I don't know. Between that and having a lack of fertilizer, which that's a whole other clusterfuck that we can totally go into
Bro.
at some point.
Wouldn't it be nice if
Fertilizer
we had
prices at the
some? Wouldn't it be nice if we had some manufacturing in our own country so we didn't have to rely on foreign goods?
Oh man.
Wouldn't it?
This is
Wouldn't that
why
be great?
this whole conversation is why I laugh when someone bitches about capitalism. Okay?
Yeah.
Because you have not experienced
You're not really fun. You just can't get into it because
There's a
You're fine. You're not really
have
fine.
not
You just can't get into it.
There's a massive difference between free market capitalism and what we are going through, which is corporatism.
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
it's separate.
fucking God someone else gets it. Holy
Yes.
shit. I've been
Right?
saying this for literally 4 fucking
Bro, did
years.
we just become best friends? Yes.
Yeah? Do you want to go do karate in the garage?
Yes.
Yes. We became bros. Chats.
Giga chance even.
Hey, I am a Giga Chad.
Damn straight, we all are.
All right, I'm gonna bring this whole unmitigated disaster to a close. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you for the ghost stories, the Christmas stories, the Black Ops stories,
Insanity.
the complete insanity. That's why I love you guys. And let's start with Sparta. Chris, do you have anything to say on your way out? On our way out together.
I just saw someone blink.
It's not easy, is it? It's not easy.
No, it's not. And the funny thing is that I help a friend with his YouTube channel. So
I got the filler for you. There you go.
I like the echo on that.
Gotta have
but
a face.
if you want to hear me talk about some like the occasional politics, some geek stuff and whatnot, you'll find me over at 540 Echo and also 540 Studios and 540 Echo with Spartacus. I'm over there with my best friend and basically a brother from another continent, Jace Fox, as well as a friend named Tabletop Junkie and Anonymous and my mind just Prismatics, where we just talk about geek stuff. We talk the occasional political rant and whatnot. So go meet us over there, where we normally are on Mondays and Thursdays most of the time.
Outstanding,
Right, bro. Right, well, thanks for hanging out, bro.
Thanks
Good
for
night,
having me
mister.
Yes. So as you guys always know, I have plans. I've always got plans. It's part of the plan. So hopefully in the next couple of months, I might come out with something. I know the Core Black Garrett will probably know before you guys. But I have been working on a couple of things. So stay tuned, and hopefully I can get everything online. There'll be a cluster of clusterfucks. I'm quite sure I'm probably getting myself in trouble somewhere. But hey, screw it. We only live one life.
Fuck
right?
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck it. Yeah. Screw it. Yeah. Just stay tuned.
Feel good. Thanks for hanging out, bro.
Hey,
You're a real
my
one, bro.
pleasure, sir.
Sir Reefer, what you got going on?
Well, I don't have anything to promote for myself, but I have been occasionally appearing on Modern Warfare 2 streams with Sci-Fi is Live, and Terran the Black. I believe you can follow that channel at twitch.tv/Sci-Fi is Live for all notifications on that. But as usual, I'm just that faceless, nameless guy in the crowd who's got loud opinions and no fucks to give anymore. So that's why I'm here.
Beautiful.
America.
Sethalonian. Oh, also, sir, thank you for hanging out as always. It's a good time. Sethalonian, what you got going on?
I don't really do anything online right now, but maybe eventually I'll make a YouTube video. I don't know. I don't really have anything to share.
All right, bro, that's fine. I just want to give you the floor. let you say if you do.
How about some words of wisdom to share?
At least.
Oh, okay. Actually, I do have something to say. I want to say what I was going to say back in our previous conversation. I'm so sick of hearing people say, like, oh, what about socializing the kids? Because it's just coming from a place of ignorance. Because, like most homeschoolers, they do this thing called a co-op, which is basically like private school 1 day a week, where a bunch of other homeschoolers get together, and they like each of the parents like teach a class. And so homeschoolers are always hanging out together. Like it's not like you're just alone. But I'm like, I think it's just a straw man to be like, well, you need to get in public school. Like,
yeah,
oh, you got to socialize. So it's really annoying because it's always people never seem to know about co-ops. I didn't actually go to one, but we still hung out with all these other homeschoolers at our church. So
I went to a co-op on Fridays. We had one, and like, don't get me wrong. Whenever you think of a weird homeschooler kid, they exist for sure, but they're like the minority. Most of them are just normal kids. Exactly.
We're listening on right now.
Like there were kids that were like, they wore pajama pants 24/7. Didn't matter where they were going, what was going on. They were wearing pajamas, all right, and they didn't look like they washed. So like those kids exist, but most kids are just normal kids, all right. They
God, you just
like
made me
anybody
think
else.
I actually went to school with someone who they did not bathe on a regular basis, so they
see that's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
They had like. They had the dandruff hair, and a couple times they kicked their shoes off in class, and my teacher had to immediately say, "No, put your shoes back on. Put your shoes back on."
But I digress. Co-ops are actually really good. They're a lot
There's
smarter.
something going on here. Wait, what? Hey, it's paranormal. Holy shit! It's George. What?
It's called the American Dream because you have to be asleep to believe it.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
There's some words of wisdom right there.
See, I knew there was something weird going on, but yeah, as you were saying,
so thank you guys anyways for hanging out for this shit show. Thank you in the chat. Thank you for anybody that became new members. Michael became a $1 menu member. It's $2 because it's Biden's America.
Oh, yeah, brother.
It's just how it is. You know, maybe it'll change, but I doubt it. So until next time.
it'll
Hold on,
change
sir.
for $3.
What do you have? Do you have anything coming
Do
up?
I have anything? Oh,
Do you
I
have
mean,
anything coming up? Does anybody have?
me?
No,
What?
don't ask you.
No, seriously.
Come
This
on.
is your channel.
Tomorrow.
We all had to share.
Fucking get that grift, bro.
Yeah, damn it.
Man, somebody. I posted. I was like, hey, I have a locals, so I'm gonna let everybody on my channel know. So I posted a thing, and then somebody was like, stop begging. It's cringe. I was like, but you wouldn't know I had
That's
it if
not-
I didn't tell you about it, bro. Like, okay.
So listen.
Like-
I just want to say, as a man who is very well educated on the exploits and the life of DSP,
Okay.
there's a very, very big difference between e-begging and promoting your work.
Thank you.
Right? Because
all I'm doing.
I'm doing this myself with my side gig. I about said side hustle like I'm in the fucking South.
Hey, side hustle. Let's go.
But my side gig is I repair people's computers.
Nice.
I'm currently repairing the board on one and replacing the fan on another. Right? That's what I do. I charge people like 25 bucks for a cleaning and then parts and labor for any repairs.
And then a
Right?
third one, you're jumping on one foot, waving a stick around and saying, "Aye, yeah."
Yeah.
Well, no,
That's
but I'm
some
but
talent.
every time I fix someone's machine, I tell them, "Hey, if you think I did a good job, my request to you is that anytime
Spread the
you have
word.
issues, you come to me, and if one of your friends has issues, you send them to me." Right?
I'm gonna start
it's
saying that
simple
now.
marketing. It just so happens that you can do it on the internet too.
What are you e-begging? Stop begging.
Same.
Hey,
So go,
if you
everybody,
enjoy
We
this
all
face
go
join your
talking,
locals.
then you can support this face talking by going to my locals and supporting me over there. That's where we hang out. We
Begging for
play
money.
games.
Twitch.
We do stuff like this week. Tomorrow we're gonna be playing what's that game called? Callisto Protocol. I know I've heard a lot of issues with it, but we'll see how it goes. It's a scary, spooky game, and I'm gonna play it, and that's what we're gonna do over on the local side. So hey, there you go. And then we also have these chads over here that are supporting me on my YouTube channel. Thank you guys again, very deep down
thank you,
in
sir.
my heart hole. Thank you.
We're using the tools of the bourgeoisie against them.
To fight to
We don't-
power.
We don't have $1 million
you know what's fucking-
advertisement
you know what's-
agencies to do it for us.
Sorry that we're putting this on the outset, but you know what's ironic is that's more true than any socialist ever on the planet right now. We literally are using the
We're
tools of the
using their
bourgeoisie
system.
against them.
To fight against them, bro. That's how we do
Well,
it.
it's
So
because we know how to play. We
I'm
know
gonna-
how to play the game better. They just have to rig it.
Agreed.
so real, bro. Where you been this whole time? You should have said that like an hour ago. All right,
Word.
I'll see you guys later. Tomorrow, we're probably gonna be playing some Dark Tide on the channel, and then right after that, Ballista Protocol on Rumble and Locals. So I'll see you there. Thank you everybody here for hanging out. Thank you everybody in the chat for chilling,
Hail chat.
and I will see you next time. Next time. Hey, Chads. I just want to do a quick I love you, Chads. I gotta go because I don't feel well. But I just want to say I love you. So bye.